Shalom. I'm the Mad Trucker. And this is the morning live. I'm not driving this rising. Matter of fact, I really don't drive at all. And this live is welcome to all who'd like to attend, regardless of your religious affiliation, your political affiliation, sexual orientation, or culture. The only requirement, if you would like to participate in the comments section, because watching and listening is always free, is that you first read the channel description as outlined on this channel. If it's still something that you're interested in, and you want to make a statement or ask a question, simply first, greet everyone with a peaceful greeting according to your culture, your custom, and your way in the comments section. Come in peace. Even if you have an issue, just come in peace. And then after you say a peaceful greeting, bare minimum, 2 letters, H and I, yo, Y-O, shalom, namaste, salam alaikum, something of that matter. Then you can type your statement, ask your question. And this live is for the purpose of conversations and for the purposes of any live that I do. The definition of conversation will not deviate. Okay? So if you don't agree on the definition that I'm about to give you of what a conversation is, please don't participate. And a conversation, for the purposes of this live, is defined as truthful and honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. I've discovered that arguments, debates, and wars are synonymous for leaving problems in their way. So truthful and honest questions and answers using logic to come up with solutions to problems. This is not a place for arguments, debates, or wars. If you have a preconceived notion of what something is, no matter what somebody tells you, that is your personal truth that will not change because you personally do not want to do the research to find out if what you believe is actually valid, if it's true or not. Make sense? And I want to thank you if you're watching, or if you're watching this now, or if you're watching at a later date. I do appreciate that, because that's what my channel is for. My channel is for you, the viewer, to look at my content, listen to what I'm saying about certain topics, research the information for yourself. This is not, like I said, you have to make up in your mind to step outside of your ego. Realize the world is more than about you. It's more than just you in the world. And choose a righteous side. A righteous side. Regardless if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, atheist, choose the righteous side, the lawful side. And I'm not talking about man's law. I'm talking about universal law. I'm talking about a law that applies to all of us, regardless of who you pray to or what language you speak. It says you get what you put into this system. I'm not talking about this system. I'm talking about a higher system. And shalom. Thank you for joining. And I do appreciate you. Forgive me, I cannot pronounce your name because I don't read those characters. But I do appreciate you watching this rising. And today's subject is going to be evil. Where does evil start? Because there's a lot of conversation that people have saying that, yeah, God made evil. God made evil. Well, let's wrestle with the principality of it. Let's wrestle with the origin of it. Evil. What is it to be evil? What is evil? Okay. And you'll see that regardless of what religion you are, language you speak, location, yeah, there's a baseline when you talk about what's evil and what's not. There's a baseline, between what's evil and what's not. And people that blur those lines is because they blur those lines. They want to make it seem like what's evil is good and what's good is evil. For example, to take funds from citizens in a nation, regardless of where this nation is, to take all the funds from citizens deprive them of basic human services like food, like shelter. You take their funds. You take all of their funds and you enrich your coffers. You enrich your life. You buy bombs and drop them on other countries, unalive people. You know, is that good or evil? Who's good in that situation? Who's evil? I think it's evil to take food out of people's mouths, kick them out on the street. You see, because it's not as complicated as people make it out to be. It's not. But they complicate it because of their egos. They want to be the one to tell other people what to do and how to do it. Not to help them be positive and productive, but to control and rule over other people. And that's the essence of evil. That's the essence of evil. To take a human being, regardless of what color that person is, because you don't like this person. You don't like this person. This person, what they do, doesn't bother you at all. It's not any butter off your toast. It's not any skin off your back. But you mad. You big mad because they getting something that they need. That you have. And don't want anybody else to have. You don't want anybody else to have it. You don't want them to have life because you have it. You don't want them to have money, access to resources, but you have it. You want access to nuclear capabilities, but you don't want nobody else to have it. Because deep down, in essence, the smooth brain thinks that they're God. They think that they're God. They want to be God. And that's evil, to rule over other people. And I really get sick of all of this gaslighting. Oh, Columbus, oh, you have to look at the times back then. They put a cartoon out pumping misinformation. And there are a lot of people that are cool with that. I'm not, because I subscribe to a higher standard that says that our Creator's people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And those that want to control the population, they limit the knowledge. They rewrite history. They twist truth into a well-dressed lie. And then they shove it down everybody's throats. And usually they sprinkle it with some Jesus juice or holy toast. Or the Torah. And some people even sprinkle it with the Quran. But it don't make it righteous. Don't make it righteous. Because Zionists come in all those religions. Zionists do. And Zionism is the essence and the heart of what the ugliness of humanity is. The evil of humanity. And it started with a thought. It started with a thought. If you read the first 10 words of your King James, it says, in the beginning, Yah, your text says God in all caps, right? Created the heavens and the earth. It says that in English, in King James. I'm not pushing religion, but I'm demonstrating how the higher standard never changed. It never changed. A scientist who doesn't subscribe to that King James Bible has to agree, when they look at the culture and context of that first verse in that scripture, they will agree that, yeah, that's how all of existence came into being. Okay. Joseph, if you want to ask questions, I don't mind answering them, but you have to follow the format. Think about it. Think about it. They don't want you to think. My channel is for those who want to think. Those who want to step outside of their ego and actually think in a logical, using logic and critical thought. To think. And thinking is not exclusive to any race. In fact, the business, if you're thinking, you know that race is a pseudoscience. Pseudoscience means that there's no truth to it. They manufactured it. All of it. The whole system of race. Because the system of race, abbreviated as racism by definition. Because any ism is a system. Communism, capitalism, socialism. You know. See, your personal truth will never, never trump a critical truth. A critical truth. Critical truth. Your personal truth is true because you personally believe that it's true. And that's the only thing you're going on. And you're entitled to that. Whoever you are, if you're watching this now at a later date. You are entitled to your personal truth. But then you have what's called a political truth. A political truth is something that's true because everybody is telling you that it's true. You didn't go and research it for yourself. It's true because everybody around you say that it's true. But your political truth and your personal truth, if they don't line up with the critical truth, there are things that are sliding off that you need to let stick to your gray matter, respectfully speaking. And that's the critical truth. Critical truth is true because it has not been proven false. It hasn't been proven false. Water, when you freeze it, turns into ice. That's a truth. Regardless of how I change the definition of the words in that sentence, regardless if I write it out in a chemical equation, regardless, it's true. Now, they might say, oh, well, you know, ice is not slippery. You're going to say ice is not slippery, but why? Why isn't ice slippery? Well, because when I walk on it, I don't slide on it. But they neglect to tell you that, yeah, their shoes got cleats on the bottom of it to stick to the ice to keep them from slipping. Right? So they're walking around on the ice. They're not slipping. They got on cleats. And everybody else is slipping and sliding, falling on their butts. Why are they slipping? They shouldn't be sliding. Ice is not slippery. That's a personal truth. Now, if everybody's wearing cleats and they're telling you that the ice is not slippery, and everybody's wearing cleats, that's an example of a political truth. And then the mad trucker comes along to the ice rink and he walks out there without cleats and he's starting to slip and slide. And he's telling you, no, this ice is slick, it's slippery, man, it's slippery. And then now everybody hates me because I'm giving them a critical truth. They fail to realize because they're wearing cleats to keep them from sliding on the ice. I don't know if I explained that well, but that's the best way I can explain it. The critical truth is what we must seek. Things that are true. And to test it, all you have to do is use a standard. You know, that whole do unto others, as you have them do unto you, let that be your standard. And ask yourself, does that person is doing these things, if they were in that situation, would they want to be done like that? Would you want to be done like that? What they're doing to the people in Gaza, would you want, let's say, Canada or Mexico to do that? Your children, your elderly, would you root it on? You can answer these questions for yourself. And when you answer those questions, it lets me know a lot about your spirit. Everybody doesn't sup with a righteous spirit. Everybody doesn't subscribe to a higher standard. And the Most High did not create evil. He just gave free men. He created men. And when I say men, I'm talking about humankind. All of humankind. And he gave his creation free will. Most High didn't create evil. He gave man free will to choose it or not to choose it. From my observations, my decades of being on this planet, I've discovered that to be true. It's not that the Most High created evil. He creates men and gives them free will to choose him or choose this world. Choose his system, choose our creative system, or choose the system of this world. And humanity as a whole is making the wrong decisions. They have been since I was little. You think these folks don't know that what they're doing is polluting the environment? They've had other options like solar for decades. Decades. From when I was my son's age, he's 11. They've had solar. They've had this technology talking about lithium batteries and solar power for decades. Now ask yourself, why is it that the government come in and regulate everything? Why the government come in and shut it down? For the same reason they did tobacco. They demonized tobacco, but it was okay when they put a U.S. stamp on the cigarettes, right? They demonized alcohol. People were making their own alcohol. Still make their own alcohol. Government demonized it, right? They put a U.S. stamp on the alcohol bottle. Now it's okay. And in 2025, okay, now we have the marijuana age, right? They demonized marijuana. They got people doing life sentences. And I don't care what you say, 15 years is life. You spent life in locked up for marijuana charges. But the U.S. government, once again, takes their little rubber stamp, they put their stamp on the marijuana, and now it's okay. And they're putting poison in that marijuana that they sell. They put poison in that marijuana that they sell. And you'd be foolish to smoke it. Fact of business. If you're not sick, if you don't have an illness, you really shouldn't smoke it at all. Because you can eat it. It helps cancer patients. Helps people that have chronic pain. Helps people with anxiety. Helps people with depression. Right? So that's the topic for today. What is evil? What is evil? Did the Most High create evil? Or did the Most High make his creation? Me, you watching this right now. And give me and you watching this right now, free will. Free will to make a choice. That's something the angels didn't have. That's what got the adversary pissed off, because the Most High said, you're going to be subservient to this creation that I call human. And the adversary and the third of the angels said, no, we ain't doing that. They wanted free will. And see, the thing is, regardless, the same standard applies. The adversary made his choice not to be obedient. He got cast down here. Cast down here and in my comment section with these trolls that can spew racist rhetoric, and YouTube does nothing about it. Who thinks he's comical when he's just a coward, hiding behind a dot with a J in it because they don't have a life. More than likely, they ain't in mama's basement. You need to be getting ready for school, Jack. You really should. I don't care what you are. You know what you are is a troll. You're a disrespectful troll. And I'm asking you at this time to leave my live. And if you can't, I can help you. Now, I'm going to give you that attention that you want so bad right now. I'm taking time out the live to give you that attention that your mom and daddy didn't give you as a child, and that, you know, a member of the opposite sex won't give you. And you're welcome, Jack, in advance. Now, you want to come again? Because I know this is what make you come. Thinking that you riling people up. I got brain cells that work in a critically thinking and logical fashion, unlike you, Jack. You stop playing Jack. Like in that movie, Tropic Thunder. You're Jack. Stupid ass Jack. You never go full retard, Jack. And you are full retard. Because see, this is a perfect example of how racists don't go to kingdom. This is a perfect example of how racists are cowards because old Jack don't have no picture. Old Jack don't have no content. Old Jack would never walk up to the mad trucker and say those things to my face because I'd knock his teeth down his throat. So far, they need a dredging crew a week to dig him out. And Jack knows this. And if you have critically thinking skills that you're using, if you're watching this now or at a later date, Jack's comments are not going to be here. And neither is Jack. Neither is Jack. Because Jack has what's called voluntary SBS, smooth brain syndrome. And he's developed his syndrome, which is epidemic, from a use of a metaphorical wax, a cream, it's a salve, it's white, comes in a box, mark supremacy. Yeah, that's Jack's problem. Oh, just chilling. No, you're Jack. Today you're Jack. You're just Jack. Stupid ass Jack. And it's not insult. It's observational statement based upon what you ran in my comment section with your phalanges. You know, go to school, Jack. Just chill with a book and you'll be okay. Okay? And that's a perfect example and evidence. Matter of fact, I'm going to let Jack stay for a while because I'm going to sign off shortly. Jack is a perfect example. He's a perfect example of what someone that has voluntary SBS looks like. Because you can never really see him. Because usually people that type stuff that's loud and wrong with their whole chest out, they hide behind avatars. They hide behind avatars. And they project things. They project things because they think they can manipulate a situation, which in essence is in line with the topic for this rising, because that is in essence evil. And come into my life and type disrespectful remarks. And I don't care what color you are, what color you think you are, because I doubt you the same color as the tires on my truck. Or that white piece of notebook paper that you want close proximity to. Okay? And yeah, just chilling. Old Jack is dumb by definition. He's going to project what he is on me. And the only reason it'll give it validity is because old Jack says so, which is illogical. Yeah. And the essence and a good example of what evil is. Yeah. Because Jack knows. Jack knows. And Jack is a coward. Because cowardice, being a coward, is a big ingredient in that metaphorical wax that I'm speaking of. Being a coward, running from accountability, incest, a family wreath instead of a family tree. Yeah, all those are symptomatic of everything that Jack just typed. Giving validity to what I discovered in 2016. And if you'd like to know, just check out my playlist. Check out the hashtag. Prevent SBS. Prevent SBS. In all of its forms. Yeah. And all it requires is that you flush out your headgear. But some people, their skulls are so packed with that wax, and they love it so much, they don't want to do anything about it. And SBS is 100% fatal and 100% curable. It's a tragedy that people don't want to cure themselves of their afflictions. And I want to say thank you, Jack. That's your new name. And change your name. So you want to tell me to go pick cotton. I ain't picking no cotton. I'm wearing it, though. My drawers, you want to eat them? You see, you want me to talk to you like this because this is the only language you understand. Just chilling. Why don't you just chill somewhere else? And I'm at the 24-minute mark. I want to say thank you to Jack, a.k.a. Just Chilling in the comment section, for providing the evidence that he's a troglodyte, a cave dweller in his mama's basement. waiting for a hot pocket. I'm not talking about the ones that come in a box. He want that homemade hot pocket. Probably the one he came out of. And on that note, I want to say, may the Most High bless and keep each and every one of you. May His kindness be gracious unto each and every one of you. May the Most High smile upon each and every one of you and grant you shalom. That means peace be unto you. Thanks for watching this rising. I'm the Mad Trucker. Do better, Jack. Shalom. Come on, Nubit. Let's go. We're finna go.